Mr. Schaub, sorry for your loss.
Alright guys, welcome back to Into the Bapaverse with me, Hectic. Now let's just jump right into it as always.
No, you can't do it now! You couldn't do it then! That's why it's funny!
You couldn't do it then. Okay. How you doing, buddy? You with me? You with me, buddy?
Yeah.
All right.
I was out on that one.
Yes, sir. Look you off.
Yep.
Yeah, headphones fell off.
Yep.
We're spending your life.
First thing we got is Luis J. Gomez. Apparently defending Brendan Schaub from a troll. What it seems like a homeless cat from the subreddit posted it. Desert Pelican 5 days ago posted this. Luis J. Gomez saying LOL, referencing Brendan Schaub. Look at where you are in life. Be enjoying the Fight and the Kid subreddit. That's all you have. Truly sad. LOL. You made your profile pic Luke Thomas because he's a manager at PF Chang's. What an actual loser. Now, the guy, Eggy, he's replying to Eggy's comment. Now, I wanted to see the whole thing, and I did a little bit of, like, research, right? I did a little bit of searching, and I found the thread. So here's the whole thing. Eggy at Wendy's Chili G says, he said to Lewis this, you're a lame ass social media influencer that is trying to be funny, and that's all you got, the basics. Come on, brah. I gotta be at least honest. Schaub might be funnier than you, and he is the worst. Be at least what he says is unintentionally funny. He is. I'll give credit what credit is due. He is unintentionally funny. I mean, doing like almost 5 shows a week, you know, podcast and MMA stuff and the Fight Companion and stuff. Like, the only day he does miss is like on a Wednesday or on a Sunday. So he does like have a lot of content, and of course, like you make enough content, you're gonna slip up with some, you know, couple of funny things, intentional or unintentional, whatever it may be.
That on, I didn't mean to kick this off with a sad note, but respect.
Yeah.
Dude, respect. Name a Sinead O'Connor song. Go.
Can't do it.
Ben, you're 23?
23. Can't Do It's also my favorite Sinead O'Connor song.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Hey,
that's
Can't Do
good.
It was a banger.
No, you don't know Zombie?
That was Sinead?
Right?
I thought that was the Cranberries.
Is she not?
Yo, you're good.
No, I think he's right though.
Can't do it.
Did she not sing Zombie?
No.
Yeah.
That's not her.
That's Cranberries, dog.
That's Cranberries, yeah.
Ain't this a bitch? This we did not start
What's
off
your
right
favorite
foot.
Sinead song, dog?
Yeah. Why you putting me in
She
that
has
Yeah.
that sad song. Come on, look at my brother. You don't know Sinead O'Connor either?
You know Sinead.
What's
You're a
happening
big
here?
Sinead guy.
And now you see this whole thread, like this whole thread is just basically like, yeah, like you messed up, you know, like you gotta watch out, like don't get on the subreddit's bad side, like cut it off. It's like not a good idea, don't do it. You know what's funny? Somebody posted this Total Package, posted this meme of the Fight and the Kid subreddit. And here's the Fight and the Kid subreddit starter pack, and it's kind of funny. Look, let's look at that. The Fight and the Kid subreddit on Spotify, I guess. Watching all the shows, watching everything. A post on the Fight and the Kid subreddit talking about his alcoholism. And this was a long time, 48.9K members. Now it's like 100 and something members. Homeless cat users getting rewards from, I guess, from other people. Claims to hate Schaub, watches all his content, plugs in his head. I don't know what that is. Comments, soy boy, so this shows up on Google Images. Yeah, another one is like if you Google Brendan Schaub soy boy, just basically just soy boy, first thing that comes out on Google is Brendan Schaub. Oh, he doesn't come out no more? Maybe it's maybe they removed it. This is the photo that comes out. But it used to pop out when you just put on soy boy in Google Images. I guess Brendan got that resolved. Oh, here's another one I forgot to read. B, but he's a hypocrite. I've never rated to his Showtime special. Also complains about Joe Rogan. I mean, like, they're not wrong. This kind of in a nutshell meme describing a fellow homeless cat. It's like, yes, in a way, yeah, it's like some of it, it's like hate watch. Some of it, it's like, I've referenced this before. It's like Brendan and all these other people that are online constantly doing shows weekly, they're going to have plenty of content for people to just criticize, talk about. Brendan's going to have his slip-ups, and people are going to just make fun of that.
I think he's right, though.
Can't do it.
Did she not sing Zombie?
No.
Yeah.
That's not her.
That's cranberries, dog.
That's cranberries, yeah.
Wait, this a bitch. This we did not start.
What's
off the
your
right
favorite
foot.
Sinead song, dog?
Yeah.
What was he saying? Were they saying that they hate him? But the hate watch thing, I don't think they hate him. I think that they don't like certain things about him. But I think hate is a strong word. I'm sure that some people do really hate him. It doesn't make sense for most people. Like, why do you hate this person and still, interact with whatever they do? For me, in my opinion, like, the reason why I do this is because it's entertaining. Brendan is living like the Truman Show, basically. His life is the Truman Show right now because he's online. He's online every day, almost every week. So there's plenty of content to take out from there.
Why do you think people like to talk shit about you?
Yeah, about me?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I do a lot of shows. But a lot of the audience was introduced for me on The Ultimate Fighter, where I was a cocky fighter, which you got to be when you fight. So for them, it's tough. If you're put in a box, it's tough for them to separate that. So if they've been following me since The Ultimate Fighter UFC days, when, I thought I was going to win every fight and knock everybody out. That's how you got to be as a fighter.
Yeah.
So, he's arrogant. No, I'm not. It was a job. And then you transition where most fighters stop, once they stop fighting, they go on to open a gym or do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I went to something completely different. Started going comedy podcasting.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna stand up. It's just not natural. So it's and I do a lot of content for people to hate on.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of opinions. That's why I have a successful podcast. I have a lot of opinions. So a lot of people, a lot of people with it. A lot of people don't. But either way, you're talking about it.
Yeah.
But also, comedians always talk about getting made fun of or quote unquote bullied. That's not the case. I mean, Joe Rogan, his subreddit, they talk about him. Your Mom's House, Bert's also his subreddit. Even Kalila and Tiger Belly. Some people don't like certain things what they say. Bobby too, Bobby Lee, Andrew Santino, Schultz, all those guys. They're not immune to criticism, especially Brendan.
What do you do? Nothing. One answer. I'm retired. What's the best part of your job? Going to work. Schultz, you need a new haircut, bro. What are you doing with that shit? What are you doing with that shit, bro? You're a handsome guy. Why are you ruining it?
All these guys can criticize everybody else in the world, all different celebrity types, and when it comes to them, they're like, hey, we're untouchable. But, I think that's just kind of not supposed to be the case. Live and let be. Don't let this kind of annoy you. I do this because I kind of like to inform you, and it's also very entertaining and, makes me a little bit of YouTube money as well. Not going to lie about that. Recently, I have not because of the whole profanity thing. So you're going to be hearing a bunch of bleeps, certain language that is not allowed anymore. YouTube's quite strict right now with all that stuff. Anyways, let's go back to the tweet here because it seems like, everybody's like kind of criticizing Lewis. I mean, you're kind of like in the same level here too, bro. Like, you're like talking to a troll who is a troll, and you're getting trolled because Eggy, they don't matter. As Brendan would say, we don't matter, B. You're just some bum in the street, criticizing my work. You ain't nothing. Who are you to tell him?
I view those people the same I'd view a homeless guy critiquing my art or critiquing my set or critiquing a podcast. They do not matter.
He's right. Like, we can criticize them all we want, but ultimately it's Brandon's decision to change if he so desires. So after he gets this kind of backlash from people all over, I guess he didn't like it. He didn't expect that to happen. And so he goes on his podcast and kind of backpedals some of the things that he said because people are like, oh, all of a sudden now you're defending him because he might be going to Skankfest.
Oh, I'm doing Skankfest, Eric.
Oh, you gonna do it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I talked to
yeah.
Gomez.
And you're trying to kiss ass, so now you're just trying to be nice, like a fake nice guy, and all these years you've been mean to Brendan, and all of a sudden now that he's going to your show, you're being nice to him. Gomez is not as popular as Brendan, is what I noticed. Like, he's got a way smaller following than Brendan, So maybe in a way, Brendan does help out Gomez. He might not see it that way, but I think even Brendan sees it as a cross benefit because he's gonna basically go against his quote unquote haters, right? Going to that Skankfest event and showing them that he can take the heat and the jokes if he does go to the event. If he goes to Skankfest, I think we can give him credit on that. Dicey. So now we get to Luis J. Gomez talking about the troll and the whole backlash that he received. Here's the post. Real ass dude has backed down and pleas for forgiveness from the homeless cats. Let's watch this.
And then people know on a flight that they can start to bait me. So then I start to have but it's the same guys every time. So we go back and forth and we start arguing.
Well, you have regulars that you argue with?
Yeah, of course.
Sparring partners.
Of course. But now, see, this is all turned into, this whole thing has now.
So look, you hear that? He argues with random people that he knows that hate certain people, especially, or make fun of certain people. So this is kind of like he knows this person and he knows it's an obvious, gimme for that guy who's quote unquote trolling Gomez here.
Start arguing with people, and then people know on a flight that they can start to bait me. So then I start to have but it's the same guys every time. So we go back and forth and we start arguing.
Well, you have regulars that you argue with?
Yeah, of course.
Sparring partners.
Of course. But now, see, this is all turned into, this whole thing has now spawned into the homeless cats, the fighter and the kid subreddit. They're fucking furious at me. One of the guys that trolled me had Luke Thomas as his profile picture, right? And Luke Thomas is an MMA journalist. He's an MMA journalist.
Yeah.
And the guy said something to me at one point. He was like, dude, you're fucking like Brendan Schaub. And when somebody says that to me, I'm like, you're just showing your ass. It reminds me of back in the day when somebody would be like, you're Opie. You're like, dude, like, how are you not more embarrassed if that is like
your frame of reference?
That's your thing. Like, that's you. You have a picture of Luke Thomas as your profile picture.
What's the Luke Thomas thing?
Because he had a beef with Brendan Schaub.
So, no, he did not. So it seems like Gomez doesn't really know what's happening. Kind of just talking bull there. That's not what happened. Brendan loves Luke.
I love Luke Thomas.
The person that Luke has beef with is Jesse on Fire. And it's more Brian Campbell getting that response from Jesse on Fire rather than Luke getting the response, because even Jesse on Fire realizes that it's not Luke that's doing most of the the jokes and the skits and the bits. It's more BC than Luke.
Are you getting lip injections, Luke, like some comedians these days?
Again, once again, right? You're Brendan Schaub's #1 fan.
Luke Thomas never partakes in this, by the way, that I can tell. It's all his co-hosts.
But BC knows that they don't matter, so I don't think he ever responds to them.
They called him the CEO of PF Chang's or
that's wrong again. That's Ariel or BC.
The top chief homeless cat or whatever else it is. So I was like, and so I made the point. I was like, dude, you're a fucking loser. You're using another man's profile picture as your thing. I was like, just because your entire life is a fighter in the kid subreddit, right? So I tweet that at him. They've picked up on it now and they're fucking not happy. They think that I'm attacking them. I'm not attacking. Let me make something very clear because they're going to see this. This will be up in an hour. Ready? I'm not. I think
the obvious part is that that the guy is a troll. Like, that's his thing. He's like another guy that makes an Elon Musk troll account, Joe Rogan troll account, Bert Kreischer joke, troll account, and he's fighting with a joke account, which people are like, you just hooked yourself in.
I don't care about you at all. I love at him. They've picked up on it now and they're fucking not happy. They think that I'm attacking them. I'm not attacking. Let me make something very clear because they're going to see this. This will be up in an hour. Ready? I'm not. I don't care about you at all. I love the fight. I lurk the fighter in the kid subreddit. I think it's kind of funny. Yeah. However, if your entire identity is that subreddit, you're a fucking loser and you should actually eat a bullet. That is crazy. If you are making your profile picture other men because they made fun of Brendan Schaub, you are bottom of the fucking barrel as it gets. That is way more of a fucking loser than Brendan Schaub, right? No.
Well, he is attacking them, and he's sort of right. Like, making your whole personality around Brendan is borderline loser, but you're also just making fun of him, and I guess you can take that as like, what is it called? Like obsessed with him, maybe.
No comedians think Brendan Schaub's funny. It's boring to say that at this point. Why do we need?
But look, Lewis got hurt because he said that Brendan is more funny than Lewis is. Unintentionally funny, which makes it like even worse because like you're trying to be funny, but it's not working. And that's where I guess Lewis got really upset about.
Because fucking much, and if you don't trash this guy, and I think they got the Legion of Skanks subreddit banned.
Oh no,
it was banned.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know how that subreddit was getting moderated because I assume some of the fans from Gas Digital are a little bit more unhinged than the Fight and the Kid subreddit because, I mean, the Fight and the Kid subreddit has been on for a long time, right? And all of those guys are very protective of that subreddit.
This morning. I know I'm on Reddit. I have the app, and I will post as well. I post on all the subreddits. No, I post under Puerto Rican Rattlesnake or PR Rattlesnake or the PR Rattlesnake or whatever else it is. Yeah, and I think I think trolling is funny. The guy that was trolling me, we're like literally going back and forth now, being like, "Yeah, dude, that was pretty funny yesterday, right?" But yeah, so now the homeless cats are mad at me. So now I have to spend today taking shots at Brendan Schaub in order to get them back on my side. So guys, at any point, please just throw them out there. Right?
So he submit, I love you guys, please, not me.
Are you going to fight him at Skankfest?
I'll beat his fit ass.
Hell yeah, dude.
Are you kidding me, dude? And I'll punch that Priscilla. Kellen, you want to go? Toe Rogan? I don't think that these people will ever like Brendan Schaub. Brendan Schaub could. I think he literally saved a child's life, and they were like, dude. You should have let that child die.
Hell yeah.
I think that's a story that happened, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't there a thing where he like fucking stopped on the side of the road and like there was a car on fire and he like got out and like helped and people were like, dude, what a piece of shit.
I don't know the lore, but
Dog,
he actually did save a child. I'm gonna jump to that clip there.
Brendan Schaub rescues children in a deadly car crash.
The driver in last week's deadly crash on the 101 freeway in Encino is now facing charge. The CHP says Cesar Torres drove in the opposite direction on the southbound 101 and hit a big rig near the Haskell Avenue exit last Thursday. His girlfriend, 26-year-old Amy Garcia, died. Their 4 kids suffered minor injuries. A GoFundMe account has been set up. Torres is expected to be arraigned tomorrow on the murder charge, as well as 4 counts of attempted murder.
I mean, it's quite a spectacular story, and even though, regardless if he saved children, they're still picking on him. So it doesn't seem like you're not gonna be able to quickly change their minds about Brandon and who he is, because it's not about I think for some people they don't care that he saved kids. Like I think where Brendan gets criticized is that he's hanging around with potential like Dalia and Callan. That's still alleged, but people have a strong feeling about those guys, and that's what gives Brandon the negative clout.
Dude, they hated him for it.
Hell yeah.
There's nothing this guy could do. There's no going back. He needs to.
In all fairness, the driver of the car did veer off the road because they were watching Gringo Poppy. So I call that one a wash.
How do I get the fight?
They also did not hate him because of that. That's kind of ridiculous. It'd be like, if you really hate Brendan for, hate him for saving children, nah, it's too crazy there. Too crazy. I think that's kind of a joke, but yeah.
How do I get the Fighter and the Kid subreddit back on my side? Do we review Gringo Poppy in its entirety? Do I have to smack Brendan Schaub when I see him? What do I do?
Bring Brian Callen to justice.
I'm the only one who posts on the goddamn subreddit. There's no other comic who does it. It's just me.
Some of the things that he said about, like, him having a beef with Luke Thomas and who's the CEO of PF Chang's, he got them all wrong. It seems like he's faking it so the subreddit can like him and favor him and maybe, get some people to subscribe to him. Or I think he's lying about being on the subreddit. I'm sure he sees it once in a while, but I don't think he's fully knowledgeable of the lore behind Brendan. So I think he is faking it, and a lot of people see that. I mean, in the comments down below, it's like, yeah, I don't like Lewis. Lewis and Brendan kind of seem alike. And they're like, yeah, you know, Lewis, he's right about some people making it their identity, making fun of him. Some people taking the Shabanese outside, I guess doing it in the real life. But also, going back to the Louis J. Gomez thing, it's like, some people are like, yeah, he's dumb. Like, he knew that it was a troll. Regardless, he interacted with him, got mad over nothing. I guess, you know, Louis, maybe he was having a bad day, and the troll saying that his comedy is worse than Brendan really got to him.
What's paying your life?
All right, guys, last thing. I thought this was kind of interesting. This post is called How Did Showtime Go? And it's pretty much Brendan and Martyn Brally talking about Nate Diaz. The time that Nate Diaz and Brendan started a little bit of a tussle, or there was a little altercation, basically.
The hard way, like, and I didn't even mean to. Like, me and Nate got into it one time when I was working for Showtime after the Floyd Mayweather Conor fight. I said he's not going to win the fight, but he's going to land punches.
Oh, I should also say that if you're wondering what happened between Nate Diaz and Martyn Brally, is this. I'll show you this clip that kind of explains it, because this one kind of went viral all over, because Brally seemed very confident in beating up MMA fighters or boxers, right?
Yeah, different. One of these days we should fuck around though.
Tomorrow, tonight.
Bro, I would love that.
Let's go after this.
Oh my God, I would love that. I would love that. But I don't want to, like, you know, I don't want to hurt you before the fight.
Nah, you won't.
So, you know, the internet took that, and there was also a video previously. So he had Devin Haney on his podcast, and Brally discussed, you know, him having a chance, or he has a higher chance of beating him up in a street fight, but not in a boxing match, of course. But let's hear that from them.
You're way bigger than me, right? Like,
yeah.
You say you weigh 260?
260.
And people think that, like, muscles, like, mean something. Muscles don't mean nothing. Like,
yeah, if I could jump on you, then maybe. If I could hold you on the floor, sure.
Yes.
But in boxing, no, I know that's not.
But even in a street fight,
I'd beat the out of you in the street.
No,
fight.
I would kill you, bro.
Yeah,
I would kill you, bro.
God, I love it.
No, like,
you think at your weight? What's your? Okay, I was trying to.
You know what's funny about it is that MMA, people that are preferred MMA fans honestly believe he's got a better chance with a boxer, beating up a boxer, because of the lack of wrestling they have, right? I mean, it's kind of obvious that they don't train that, because their number one thing to train is their hands, right? Head movement. You know, wrestling is not needed in boxing, maybe except for like doing the dirty boxing and the clenching. That's when it's like kind of necessary. But other than that, that's like, you know, kind of basics and whatnot. But MMA versus boxing, MMA is like, yeah, he's got a better chance with Devin Haney if he grabs him. And, you know, Schaub says, yeah, he kind of does have a better chance with a boxer. You know, he's still going to get lit up, you know. He could get lit up. He's going to think he's faster, and he gets hit with a guy that really knows how to punch, and that's what Devin Haney talks about. He's like, you've only fought, like, you know, Joe Schmoes, like, people that just don't know how to fight, don't know how to throw a punch, but I do.
Okay, so, like, around my walk-around weight, I would kill you.
What's your weight? Damn it, I want his fucking weight.
No, so 150, around 150.
Bro, I would maul you at 150.
No.
100%.
No.
As confident as you are.
Okay, so let me tell you something.
150. You're talking about 150 pounds.
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
You cannot take a punch though. So like you're not used to getting hit. So
I've been hit though.
No. But you've been hit.
Not by you.
But you've been hit.
Calling Brally a glass jaw Brally.
By regular guys, like guys who don't even know how to punch. No. I'm talking about a guy that can hit you, and really knows how to hit. And somebody that can hit you again and again and again the same way. It will be hard. By the time that you, like, I know everybody thinks like, oh, well, he's gonna, if you grab me.
Yeah.
But you have to get to the point where you have to grab me. So
but it's
you're gonna
a street fight.
So, but you have to get to me though.
Yeah.
So in the process of you getting to me,
You think you pieced me up that fast?
I'm gonna hit you so many
God,
times.
I wanna do
I'm gonna
this,
hit you
bro.
so many
I wanna
times.
do this so bad.
I'm gonna hit you so many times.
Oh,
What you guys think? This is a good debate though, like to kind of discuss. It's like, who do you think is gonna win? Bradley, if he grabs him, and it's like how Schaub said, it's like, you know, if you think you're gonna grab him like the Mountain from Game of Thrones, and the Mountain when he grabs Pedro Pascal's character and he like crushes his head, right? Like that's what's gonna happen. I mean, possibly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. For like MMA guys, they know how to stand up, they know how to wrestle. Boxing is like, what would happen to you if you get mounted by Bradley? And Bradley is right, he weighs like 265 and you weigh 150. I mean, you're gonna have to run and punch and shit like that, because if you get grabbed by Bradley, he'll just, I guess he'll try to toss you, right? But I guess, you know, boxers, like, I mean, they have cardio. They're probably like more comfortable just not cutting during the fights, and they weigh, you know, they're probably more stronger as well, you know. So who knows? Let me know what do you guys think about it. Like, does Devin Haney got a chance to knock him out real quick? 30 seconds, a minute, how long will it take him?
Fuck, no. I'm gonna hit you so many times that by the time that you do get to me,
I'm asleep. No.
You may not, even if you're not asleep, you might just be, you're not gonna want to fight anymore.
Damn, you have 150.
But I've been in street fights though, so I know.
Damn, you really believe that?
Yeah.
Damn.
Which I don't, you know,
We should
I don't be
wrestle.
trying to street fight nobody.
You should fuck
No,
up.
but you're
It's about confidence, baby.
gonna beat me in wrestling though.
I know, because you're not striking. 'cause you're not striking.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you think you could beat up an MMA fighter?
Now that
Devin's making up the street fight rules. He's like, you can't wrestle me, bro. It's all just stand up.
I'm gonna leave him alone.
Because I've done a little bit of
gonna
Muay
leave them
Thai. I've
alone,
done a little
though.
bit of wrestling. I've done a little
No.
bit of, you know.
No, but when it comes to these,
Dude, I wish I could figure out a way to make this happen. I just 150. There's no way.
No, you don't,
Bro, there's no way at 150.
No, you don't.
I'm athletic as fuck.
No,
I'll
I
jump
believe
on
it.
you.
No, I believe that. But in that process of you getting to me,
God damn it.
Oh, man. All right, let's just go back to the Nate Diaz thing. You guys can watch this on your own time.
So you think you could beat up an MMA fighter?
I'm gonna leave him alone.
Because I've done a little bit of
gonna
Muay
leave them
Thai. I've
alone,
done a
though.
little bit of wrestling. I've done a little bit of.
Let's go back to Schaub here.
I learned the hard way, like, and I didn't even mean to. Like, me and Nate got into it one time when I was working for Showtime after the Floyd Mayweather Conor fight. I said he's not going to win the fight, but he's going to land punches and win a round or two. I got all this blowback from the box community. So Conor lands punches, won maybe a round or something, and I'm like, oh, fuck, hell yeah, at least I got that right. And I'm watching.
And he did get it right. I mean, he got like more than right. Like, he underestimated. I mean, his expectations were kind of low. I can confirm he was confident because I looked at it to see if like that's what actually happened, and it is, because I saw this. Here's this article. Brendan Schaub. So here's Brendan Schaub's prediction of the Floyd Mayweather fight versus Conor. This is Schaub talking about the fight. McGregor will win at least one round. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins 2 or 3 rounds early on. That's correct. I think he won like 6 or 7, right? But Mayweather finished him in the 9th or 8th round. I will send you guys a pick if it doesn't go all 12 rounds. I immediately regret saying that. Laughs. It's gonna be a good pick though. I'm gonna hire Glamour Shots. Still remembers what he said about that fight. So that's true.
Walking off, I worked the fight. I'm walking off, and I see Nate, and that whole arena is all boxing purists. So I see Nate, and it's like, oh, UFC alumni. Like,
Yeah.
oh, thank God. It's like when I see another comic in a room at a party, I'm like, oh, thank God we can talk.
Yeah.
So I see Nate, I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, what's up, dude? I go to say what's up. You know, he's a spicy dude. And he's supposed to fight Conor next.
Yeah.
So he didn't like that I was pro Conor the whole time. That was my job as a paid gig.
Oh,
my
I see.
sole job was to be the MMA expert and sell people on Conor beating Floyd. That was my
Yeah.
job. That's what I was paid to do.
I see.
Do I believe all of it? No. That was my job. He thought it was real. So I was like, oh, what's up, brother? That was crazy. Honey goes, man.
So yeah, that's also true. he did go around like almost every MMA show or boxing show talking about his side of MMA and saying he's got a good chance of beating him, and also answering questions about Conor.
Floyd. That was my job as a paid gig.
Oh,
My
I see.
sole job was to be the MMA expert and sell people on Conor beating Floyd. That was my job. That's what I was paid to do.
I see.
Do I believe all of it? No. That was my job. He thought it was real. So I was like, "Oh, what's up, bro? That was crazy." Honey goes, "Man, fuck, you don't know shit about boxing." I was like, "Whoa,
Bro,
and then me and him were about to fight.
Yo,
and I'm in skinny jeans and Gucci boots. I
That
look
would've
like
sucked.
such a tool.
That would have sucked.
And he's like, nice. He's like something like nice shoes, bitch, or something. I was like, these. I was like, these are Gucci, bitch. And we're like arguing about it. And then it was about to go down. And then Stephen Espinosa.
That's not true. They got into a little battle, a little bit of a scuffle, a verbal showdown.
And my boss Brian Daly were like, if you get in any altercation, you're fired.
And it's also two dudes that kind of talk the same, in a way, in a weird way.
And I was like,
my
all right,
God.
man. And then we just walked off.
Oh,
but that
man.
like caused this big storm.
Yo,
Big
so
storm.
that's hilarious because like,
So let's get to the actual video because I was like, let's just revisit it because I think like remembering back, I feel like it's a classic little like captured in the back, funny little altercation between them. Let's watch that. So the little disclaimer here, guys, it's kind of hard to listen to them, and I guess the person that edited this or somebody kind of figure out what they were talking about. So I'm gonna try to slow that down and see what they're talking about because it kind of go a little too fast for me. Okay, Nate, Mayweather didn't even try. Brenda, I disagree. Floyd didn't even try. He, talking about Conor, didn't win 4 rounds. I think what Brendan is talking about is his prediction being correct. He's like, I predicted 1 or 2 rounds he's gonna win, and he's not gonna win the rest of the fight. But like that's what I said. I mean, that was my prediction, and Conor got the rounds that Mayweather didn't even try. That wasn't even trying. Okay, so he's like trashing Conor because he's like, obviously Mayweather's gonna win in the end. So he was just like, he didn't even try, so he just let Conor win. So it's just like, yeah, like, obviously Nate at that time didn't like Conor. They were having, that beef. That was also too after, no, that was before. The Mayweather fight was after their fight. Like, so when Nate beat Conor, it was like in 2016, around there. And then they had the rematch, and then Conor beat him, right? But it was by decision. Nate's win was by submission, so it was like Nate had the better bragging rights because he actually finished Conor. Until he decided to turn it, then he won. It's all good though. It's just the lack of knowledge though. Damn. Yes, but I didn't see you. He said something. Oh, I'm gonna let this video go right here.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Fucking ass beat. Remember your career?
Look at that, like Schaub defending himself. He's like, do something about it. And then I guess that's where they like, hey, don't fight him. Obviously Nate like got really offended by that, like teed off on you, bro. That's why you lost your second fight. Got your ass beat.
Tier 1 night.
So let's watch that again.
I disagree. You didn't try. You didn't win 4 rounds. You didn't win 4 rounds. You didn't know rounds.
Didn't even try. See, that's where like everything changes. It's like, yeah, I was talking shit to you, bro. You gotta take it. But then when Schaub was like, oh yeah, watch this.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
I think you're a
fucking ass beat. Remember your career? Wanna see?
Lefty said, remember your career. Wow. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'll end this show right here. Let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.